Good morning. It's a beautiful morning here in Fort Worth, Texas, where we're working on a new solar and battery installation. Relatively small system. Roy is already very conservation minded, not using much electricity. And so 12 panels, a 4.92 kilowatt system, as well as 28.6 kilowatt hours of battery storage. And so, Roy, how long have you lived here?
Oh, probably 10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
It sounds like the property was in the family for longer than that. Then.
It belonged to my dad's.
Yes, sir. What would you attribute how conservation minded you are? Like you're using so little electricity. Obviously the shop here is really well insulated. Have you made other similar upgrades to the home to keep your usage low?
Yes, sure have.
What types of things have you done there?
All the attic's been insulated with those little panels you put up there. So, no, I live by myself here, so it's I conserve everything, you know.
Some radiant barrier?
Yeah.
Is that the panel? Nice, cool. And then, of course, you've got a standby automated generator already, and it sounded like you installed that yourself. Was your career, you were an electrician throughout your career?
Yes.
Yes. What types of projects did you work on as an electrician?
Oh, some residential, mostly commercial. Big jobs where it takes several months. But,
like new construction?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Wow. And were you a journeyman, a master electrician, or what was your?
I was a journeyman electrician.
Awesome, very cool. How long ago did you put the generator in?
About 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And for you, what was the purpose of that generator?
Spent 3 nights and 2 days. It was cold. We didn't have any power because the grid shut down.
Was that the February 2021
Yes.
snowstorm freeze?
Yes.
And so you were without power for 3 days now.
Yeah, and dog and I spent the night in the truck with the heater running.
Oh, wow. That's not comfortable. And it sounds like that was like the straw that broke the camel's back on...
Yep. I said, I'm going to get her done.
And so you did, okay. When did your interest or curiosity about solar and batteries begin?
Well, I believe in modern technologies. I think you got to go with the times, the changes. You got to roll with it. And a lot of people, I don't know, they're so hesitant about this or that, but after they see what I'm doing, they'll probably say, wow, how'd you get into this? And I said, I got online. I seen the commercial, and I said, that's what I'm gonna do. So once I get my mind set up, that's usually pretty well what I do.
That's awesome. What was it about the commercial that inspired you to click through and submit that information?
Well, when I called, or I hit Max, then he called me back. Max was very professional. He explained to me about this and that, and of course I had about a dozen questions for him. But Max was very good about explaining everything, and he said, well, we'll meet, and we sat down over at the coffee shop, and we sat there and had coffee, and we discussed things and talked about prices, and this and that, what they're going to do, and all this other. And I said, you know, this is what I'm going to do.
Wow. Leading up to the in-person meeting you had with Max, what were your highest priorities or your biggest concerns before saying, yeah, this is something that I want to do?
Well, I've been seeing commercials on TV about panels, solar and all this other, but I've been using a few solar deals here. I got one on my gate opener, and then I have, I've got solar panel that I can plug into my cigarette lighter here. If I go somewhere and I run the radio too long, you know, it's charging.
Trickle
And
charge
everybody's,
the car?
yeah, it's trickle charge, yeah. And a lot of people says, does that thing work? And I said, yeah. Until they jump, make a decision. I'm satisfied. And they will be too if they go solar panels. I'm excited about this, really am.
We're excited for you.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations. So when you decided, yeah, this is for me, what's the primary benefit for you in making the switch to solar?
Well, I'm going to add a few more things in my garage here and then in the house, and this will give me an opportunity to do that because I'll have a backup system. I already have one with the generator, but I believe in being prepared. If we ever have a complete shutdown, then bang, I've got that too. So.
Could you expand, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, could you expand on a complete shutdown? Because you've already got the generator, so,
Yeah.
you know, why do you need that redundancy?
Well, my generator is powered by natural gas, which if the grid goes down, it's being pumped by electricity. Well, if the electricity is off, I won't have that. But now I've got a plan B. So don't worry about it, I've got this. My next door neighbor, he says, can I run an extension cord over there to you? And I said, yeah, we can do that. But yeah.
So it sounds like the utility natural gas delivery, in the event of a significant outage, would impact the natural gas flowing to your meter to your
That's
home.
correct.
And if there's no gas, that generator
Don't work.
then it ain't gonna work. Okay. So for you, it's about the preparedness and ensuring that you always have power regardless of what scenario occurs.
That's right. I think this thing is, boy, it's going to be one big improvement. Like I said, I'm real excited about this, get this thing going, and I was just, all my friends were saying, well, I want to see yours, and that's fine, you know, but I don't want to be the last one, you know, say, I wish I'd have done this. You know, I'll just go ahead and do it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the savings. That's a plus. I'm retired, so little things become big things if you let it get away from you. But like I said, man, I'm ecstatic about this. I really am.
Yeah, tell us more about the savings. What were your electric bills like before today, and what are we anticipating moving forward?
Well, quite a substantial savings. a little bit more than half.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Well, what I'm saving right there, I might be able to go out and have several real nice meals, you know?
Maybe another 4-day fishing trip.
Could be. Could be.
So, so it seems like you're going to cut your electricity bill in half.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
let me ask you, there's a huge misconception about solar out there.
Yeah.
Is the system free?
Yes. To a certain extent.
Okay, how do you mean?
Well, the cost and application. Only thing I have to pay is for what service we signed up for. Like I said, I'll be saving a lot of money. I mean, a bunch of money.
So I think in application, that just means that, like, what were your average electric bills to the grid before this?
Oh, it varied as seasons, you know. We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. They all change, variations. So some of my bills were $150, some of them a little bit more. When it's hot, you got to have the cool. But like I said, I believe in being prepared. That's the number one priority, being prepared. It's just like insurance on an automobile. Sometimes you can't hardly afford to have it, you can't afford not to have it. So that's the way I kind of weigh things, you know. It's either this or that.
So your bill was around $150 a month before going solar.
Mm-hmm.
What's your solar bill going to be like?
Max, what was that?
I think we were right around 80.
80, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, so basically half.
About half.
Yeah.
And you said you lived here for about a decade. The $150 a month that you were paying when you and Max met first, is that greater than what it was a decade ago when you first moved in?
Oh, everything goes up. I mean, cost of everything goes up. Yeah, it's considerably more.
Will your solar bill increase?
No.
So I think that's what you were insinuating a little bit, talking about the insurance. Can't afford sometimes to have it, can't afford not to have it. Well, if we're able to reduce what your cost of energy is and freeze that price so it never changes, you're insuring and hedging against the rising costs where everything else is just climbing up and up.
Everything getting more expensive. Correct. Like I said, I believe in being prepared. I learned that in the military.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. But I believe in being prepared. I believe in changes in life and things are ongoing. It's you got to roll. You got to roll with the flow. Mm-hmm. And of course, being in the electrical business as long as I was, I had already had an idea how this really works anyway. You know? So I wasn't afraid to jump to conclusion. Like I said, with the first meeting I had with Max, we talked on the phone a little bit before, way before, and he said, well, let's meet up. And I said, okay. And he was very professional about this, explained to me about things.
You felt you had a good grasp of the technical understanding of how the stuff works.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And yeah, how long were you and Max in communication before you set that coffee meeting?
Week or two.
What was it? Yeah, maybe 3 weeks even.
Yeah.
Potentially. We had a few conversations.
It's
I think.
decision making. You make up, well, you go get something new. So well, let me think about this. Go home, sleep about it, and then think about it. And then you see more commercials on the TV about this and that. And then you say, okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
What about Max stood out in terms of his professionalism, or were there any big wrenches you threw into the mix in terms of like a complicated question or anything like that?
No, I had several questions, and he answered every one of them. And, I had supplied documents, what I was paying, and all this other stuff. And we set up a system where I won't be having to put a stamp on the envelope, and we go. It's automatically taken care of. So, and he done a real good job.
Thank you very much. In your own words, you've already said it a couple of times. In your own words, what would you say to somebody considering doing something like this?
Go for it. It's a plus. The way I understand how this works, it's a no-lose situation. If you can gain something out of something that you're going to do, it's a plus. So, like I said, it's like turning a light switch on. You want lights, you turn the light switch on. Bang.
And you've done a great job of the lighting in here. I love your vehicles back here.
Yeah, they're kind of my pride and joy. This is my retirement package to me.
It's a good one. It's a good one. A lot of people, I'm sure, are dreaming of a setup like this. Again, in your own words, would you recommend somebody to work with Max and the Solar Scouts?
Yes, I've already set that in motion.
Excellent.
Already set it in motion.
What would you say to somebody that you ran into at the diner if somehow solar got brought up? How would you approach that?
I'd grin at him, chuckle at him. I said, well, I'm scared of this and I'm scared of that. That's what most people, that's the way they react. And I said, nah, nothing to it. A lot of people, they're misinformed about a lot of things. But being in the business I was in, I was always interested in making things better or making other people's lives better. And that's more or less what y'all done right here for me. I'm gonna get a better quality out of what you're doing for me.
Thank you. And we're stoked to be able to do that. How would you, that random person, whether it's your neighbor or somebody at the coffee shop, how would you introduce them to Max or to me? What would you say to them or recommend to them in terms of any of that?
Telephone call to the person. I visit with them all the time.
Would you say you gotta call the Solar Scouts?
Nah, I'm not a pressure type person. I say, hey man, look what I'm doing. Well, how much? I said, man, look what I'm doing. How do I do this? And I said, well, let me get you a phone number. And I said, we'll go from there. Or I'll call Max. I say, hey Max, you want to meet me over here? We'll go visit with these people.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Very cool. If somebody asked you what company did your system, would you let them know who it was?
Definitely, most definitely.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else we should know, Roy?
Oh no. No, I'm good with everything.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate your time today, and we're excited to get it all powered up and running. And just to recap, we're here in one of the first beautiful fall days of 2024 in Fort Worth, Texas. It was a little bit chilly outside. I know that our crews on the roof are stoked to not be in 100-degree temperatures installing. And we're working on a 4.92 kilowatt solar production system, as well as a battery energy storage system. That's going to help Roy have that redundancy in his home so that way he never loses electricity again. All the while, it's producing all of his home's power, which will reduce his dependence on electricity coming in from the grid, reduce and eliminate his grid electricity charges, and we're replacing that with a less expensive solar and battery bill that will never increase again. And so if you're on the fence, if you're considering doing something like this, if you've got a really high electricity bill, if you're concerned about the resilience of the Texas electrical grid, or maybe it's an even larger concern about outside threats to that electrical grid, if you need a solution to make sure that your home never loses power again, protecting your home, your family, the assets in your home, click the link below. We're going to help you both lower your power bill and never lose electricity again. Thank you again, Roy.
You bet.
Cool.
I'm interested that this whole deal about the green power, about green energy. If I can help in any way, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and do it.